Hey, hello everybody, it's me Cyber Soldier and welcome back to another demonstration. For today's video I prepared my own script, created fully in batch script. It took me 1 month to create this because of some bugs and issues. I've never truly built a batch script, so I had to go through documentations and yeah, I was learning during the process, so that's why it took me 1 month. And yeah, I said it's fully coded in batch script, unlike the previous script called crack. The crack batch script was just file dropper, it was just dropping exe file, so I don't count previous batch script as batch project. And I also used PowerShell and VBS script because the batch script is pretty limited script, so that's why. And let me tell you something interesting about this batch script. It is divided into 6 levels. Yes, you can hear me right. This script has its own levels and date-time payloads as well. So the first level is very simple and not destructive at all.
The last level is the most dangerous one, and it can bring the system into the hole. Believe me.
Oh my god.
What else should I say about this script? It's compatible on Windows 8.1. What else can I say? So this script is capable of destroying system files, registry data. It can also affect files on all connected drives. So that because of that, I'm gonna disconnect my share folder, because I really don't want to lose any files on that. And other features will be shown during the video. I recommend to watch till the end because it is going to be very interesting. And don't expect GDI payloads, GDI effects, expect something unique from this script, because some payloads, some features have not been seen in other malwares. So this script is kinda unique in some ways. That would be it for the introduction, and let's go ahead. So here we are in the menu of this script. Welcome to the most dangerous batch script. Current version is 1.1 release. Target operating system, I said that it's Windows 8.1. Purpose of this script and of this challenge was to just corrupt this system, and the most important thing is to subscribe to Cyber Soldier. Please subscribe to my channel if you are not subscribing. Here you can choose the level that you want to try. Each level is described according to its destructive ability. The least dangerous, aka the safest, is level casual. The most dangerous is called level deadly. That makes sense. So we're gonna start with the easiest levels, with the harmless ones, and then we're gonna continue until we're gonna reach the level
Deadly.
which is the most insane level all of them. And my favorite level is, definitely annoying, because it looks just cool. Okay, but before I gonna jump into these levels, I would like to show you one interesting feature which this malware has, or this script. To show you this feature, we have to enable hidden files and hidden folders. So we have to enable this. Click on OK, and I'm gonna show you where this malware is located. Well, when you launch this script, it drops files and creates the Immortal folder in the C root. It also changed some registry keys. So first of all, let me show you these registry, because this malware also has some important registry keys. Well, this script has some modes and they has to be recognized somehow. So for that I decided to create bunch of registry keys and data. It is really important, otherwise the script wouldn't run properly. So that would be it for the registry. And now I would like to show you what's inside this Immortal folder. Here you can see bunch of scripts and also some VBS scripts as well. But what is very interesting about this script is that if you try to delete any of these files, let me try like this, and if I try to delete any of these files, it will not work, because as an administrator I don't have permissions into these files. That's why it says file access is denied. And it's not because these files are running. That would say something else. We actually don't have privileges to these files. We don't have access to these files. The only access we have is execute these files and read these files. If I go to the properties and go to the security, here we cannot see the administrator group. That's why we don't have access, because there is no administrator. So that's very unique about this script. That's why it's called Immortal, because it's just immortal, you can't kill it, you can't just delete it like any other script. Okay, so I think that would be it for that very special, unique feature. So now I would like to go straight into some of these levels. So let's go into level casual and see what will happen. For that we have to press A. So we're gonna press A. Do we want to execute level casual? Yes or no? Let me click on yes. And the payload has also delay. The first payload, all our files on desktop have been set to hidden. Let me check it, and as you can see, this file is hidden file. So if I go to the properties, and if I go here, we can see that it's hidden. So this is the very basic trick which you can do on the Windows. You can hide files with batch script. Of course you can do that. So let's go to another payload and see what will happen. And this payload launch bunch of exe files from system32 directory. So it launches like a lot of these exe files. So any exe file is gonna be run randomly, by the way. All of these exe applications are running randomly. Yes, you can create a random number in batch script, which I didn't even know when I was learning the batch script. I didn't know that. So this is very cool. Some random applications have been executed. So let's go to another payload. And now, as you can see, the script is trying to open a lot of these links, a lot of these websites. You can do it in the batch script as well. And this reminds me of memes Trojan. As you can see here, it just randomly opened these websites. Some of them doesn't even work because this Internet Explorer is kinda outdated, you know. There could be my favorite game, which is Plasma Burst. Yes, I was playing that game when I was a child. If you know that game, let me in the comments. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed browsing on the internet. Well, I enjoyed, that was pretty fun. So what's the next payload? And yes, of course, congratulations, you passed level casual. Now my computer is restarting, which is also basic trick. You can do it via shutdown command. Okay, this script also can run at the startup. As you can see, it works. So we passed level casual. So we experienced some basic stuff that you can do in a batch script. So let's move on level normal, and it shouldn't be very destructive, but for a common user it can be a nightmare if you really don't know, for example, how a registry works, how to disable or enable task manager, then this level might be a problem for you. So let's launch the level normal. And as you can see, the color has been changed to green. I was inspired by Geometry Dash levels. So let me execute this level, wait for 5 seconds, and try to open Task Manager Bozo. So let me try to open Task Manager, and as you can see, I can't open it because Task Manager was disabled by administrator, aka the script. But I can try to access Task Manager from this menu, and it says that it was disabled by our administrator. Neat. This is also very easy thing to do in registry. Let's move on. What about disabling registry editor? Question mark. Okay. Yes, this malware can disable a registry editor. So let me try to open regedit. And as you can see, it has been disabled by the administrator. That's pretty bad. The only way you can enable the registry is via PowerShell, or if you don't have PowerShell somehow, then you can do it via installation media. Okay, so it says that I can still edit the registry. Oh. There are a lot of exclamation marks. Say goodbye to UAC protection. You will not see that window again. I can run any program as I want without asking you. Which means that if I try to open a program which requires administrator privileges, for example this Notepad installer, so let me try to click on it, and as you can see, it launched this installer without the UAC prompt. This script, even though the registry editor has been disabled, can still change some registry, and that's because it uses a PowerShell. You can see here, Windows PowerShell. Yes, I have to use a PowerShell for it, because the single batch script, when the registry is disabled, it is not possible to edit registry keys.
What do you mean by that?
That was it for this payload. Let's move to another one and see what will happen next. Oh, and something has been changed. My wallpaper is gone. Hello Cyber Soldier, I've just realized that I can write a message to you. Expect more message boxes soon. Yes, you can actually create a message box in a batch script, but it's only this type of message box. You cannot create other message boxes, which is the shame. And congratulations, you passed level normal. Press any key to return to the main menu. Here you can see that it changed the wallpaper because it didn't like it. I couldn't look on that ugly wallpaper, so I decided to remove it for good. You're welcome. So that would be it for the normal level, and now we can try level annoying. So this level can be described as a very spammy and nasty. It can make you very angry. What I would say about this level is it is not that malicious, it cannot destroy any files, but it can just make your day very bad. That's what I would say about this level. This level can be very laggy as well. Let me try it. As you can see, it's trying to like access some data. What it actually did, it replaced a lot of icons. So after we start, we're gonna see a lot of different icons. That's gonna be very interesting. And it says you're fucked. Hey Cyber Soldier, I hope you like your new username. The previous was kinda stupid lol. It created this welcome message via registry as well. Yes, it changed my username. I'm going to add a lot of files on your old drives. So here you can see that it actually changed my username to something gibberish. So this payload will add a lot of files on my disk. And if I try to create one of these files, you can see that a lot of icons have been changed. It looks very cool, by the way. If I go here, then oh my god, like this is a mess. Look at these icons. This is super confusing, and it is very laggy because it is trying to create 1000 files in each directory. So that's why my Explorer is not responding right now. It tried to create 1000 files, but it failed. There's only 977 items in this folder, and as you can see, it created a lot of these gibberish files. And if I try to open one of these files, for example this ini file, you can see that it write the date and the time. And also it write our name, which is cool. Let's wait for a couple seconds because these files should appear on our desktop as well. It might take a while because, you know, 1000 files are a lot. And yes, we are getting a lot of files on our desktop, and this is gonna be very laggy. By the way, these icons are set randomly.
Excuse me, what?
Oh, and it seems that Windows is struggling with creating these files. And one thing I forgot to mention is that my buttons have been swapped on the mouse. So that's pretty annoying, and it's still very laggy. So that would be it for this payload. I don't really want to wait until all of the files are gonna be created. It would take ages, believe me. And you probably wonder why the batch script didn't appear and why the batch script can like be in the hidden window. Like why the batch script is hidden. That's because of the VBS script file, which allows this feature. You can create a VBS file and you can like hide any application. Also you can do it in a PowerShell, but I chose for that VBS script because it's much faster than PowerShell. Now we are waiting for another payload, and what is actually happening? Why it says that unsupported 16-bit application? Well, that's because it is trying to download a lot of applications from the internet. Here we have the WinRAR application. This is not done by batch script, this is done by PowerShell, because batch script unfortunately doesn't provide this feature, which is a shame. As you can see, some applications cannot be executed because some download links are corrupted or just doesn't work. All of these files will be stored in the download folder, and of course this folder is hidden. Now we have this weird payload which execute a lot of these commands, and it also can change the colors. There's also one script which is minimized, and this script is trying to launch all applications in a system32 folder. This payload is called a fork bomb because what fork bombs does is that they try to like make the device unusable, and it is happening right now. As you can see, it is very laggy. Yeah, the computer is very slow because program is trying to open thousands and thousands of these random files. From now the computer is gonna be very slow, and here you can see some applications, timeout.exe. Yes, and at this point not even my background can appear, and I can even draw on my desktop, which is great. So this payload is one of the coolest one, I guess. because you can draw on your desktop. That was it. That's it for the annoying level. Okay, we passed level annoying, which is great. We are still alive. So now let's move on to level harsh. From the level name, we can assume that it can do some kind of damage. You will be still able to boot into your system again, but expect some kind of damage. So let's give it a shot. Let's try level deadly. This level has some special payloads which can be executed on specific date. To execute one of these payloads, change the date to specific. So the default one, if we don't want to execute these special payloads, then we're gonna experience file overwriter. Shell overwriter means that it will replace the explorer.exe with the batch script, and delete classes means that it will try to delete all classes in registry. These payloads will not launch immediately after execution, but rather at the end of this level. In other words, on 4th payload. So these payloads can only happen at the end of this level. Press N key to continue. We're gonna try to launch. We're gonna try to execute it without any daytime changes. And here we go. So as you could see, it did actually something to some system files. So let me try to access some of these files. Let me try to access to the device manager. And it doesn't work because this file cannot be found. Even task manager is gone. Also, the system has been erased. Okay, first of all, let me get rid of these files because it takes ages to load this desktop. And what it says, let's get some friends. Well, what does it mean? That means that now the malware of the script is trying to create a lot of accounts. Oh. Sometimes the Windows has a stroke, especially this Windows 8. That's why this Windows is garbage. I forgot my name, which is bad. Good luck for searching that. Because as you can see, there are over 100 accounts. 100 of these gibberish accounts. And you have to find your username. Luckily, our username doesn't have these special characters in it. And oh my god, this will take ages. Is it? Yes, is it? Yeah. Okay, what will happen next? It's time to expand. What you mean, script, by this? Well, you will see what will happen. I really don't want to spoil it. So of course I know what will happen, and hey, here you can see that it is creating drives. Yes, this script can create drives. That's crazy, right? As you can see, there are new drives. That's what this malware meant by it's time to expand. It's expanding itself. And there's a very good question how this is possible. This is possible because if you convert the disk into dynamic disk, then you can create as many drives as you want. And yes, I forgot to mention that harsh level can change your keyboard. So I cannot type anything. As you can see, I type just random bullshit. And also some keys just opens these calculators. When I press I, it will launch these calculators. This is very unique payload because I've never seen this in any malwares. Like, this is very cool, in my opinion. I'm very proud of this payload. This part is seriously very annoying because you have to always find your username amongst these gibberish accounts. Like, this is way more annoying than annoying level. You don't need the internet, motherfucker. Yes, this payload just do one thing, and that's it can disconnect your internet connection. This payload is boring, but it does what it's supposed to do. But that will be it for this payload. Let's move on to last payload of this level, which is very destructive. We will see why. So luckily my share folder is disabled because this payload will overwrite all of the files on all drives. So that's why this payload is very destructive. Say goodbye to your all files. Okay, so now we can wait. As you can see, it has been changed to all written by Immortal.bat. And some of my icons have been removed. For example, these ones. Oh. So, and as you can see, even some of my fonts have been all written. So the font has been changed to, I believe this is the system font, and it also affected Google Chrome. Okay, so let me try to restart the computer and see if I can access it. And no, I can. As you can see, some of the system files have been damaged. So that was the harsh payload, but we are not done yet with this payload because there are 2 more payloads. And now I have to change the daytime. So first daytime payload that we're gonna open, that we're gonna launch is shell allwriter. Let me change the date to the 11th of February. That's correct. So here we are in the last payload on 11th of February. So instead of launching the explorer.exe, that would happen normally. Instead of that, it will try to launch the batch script. And here you have it. So as you can see, it's running this batch script, this very epileptical batch script, and it says hacked by Immortal.bat. So this will happen every time when you try to boot into your computer. So when you log in, this will happen. So that would be it for this payload. Let's move on to another one. So let's change the daytime to 1st of April. 1st of April. Just like that. So here we are in the 1st of April payload, and it says that I'm gonna make this shit unusable. Well, and as you can see, all of my icons have disappeared. If I try to open it, one of these, it is just not working. If I try to open each of these applications, it will just not work. And not even the recycle bin works. As you can see, I'm trying to click on it, but it doesn't work. But some applications works. For example, now I have access to the internet, fortunately. When I try to access these settings, it just dings at me. So at this point our computer is toasted. If I try to restart, then after reboot we should experience some errors or some problems. Not even Immortal cannot be launched, so this file does not have program associated. Every reboot we're gonna see this black screen, and that's gonna be it. So that will be it for the harsh level. Now we can move on cruel level. Do you want to execute it? Yes, I want. This level has some variation which can be executed on a specific date. Change the date to execute some of these payloads. So first we have the default payload, which is font corruption, and we also have 3 date-time payloads. So here we have classic system32 corruption, image file execution option, which is gonna be also interesting because I've never used this type of destruction before. And the last we have file injection, which is very interesting as well. Keep in mind that all of these payloads are very destructive. Because of that, they cannot be launched in a row. Yes, that's right. If I launch one of these payloads, I can't launch another payload after it because the system will be cooked. So first let's launch the font corruption. This will just erase like all important fonts from the registry. As you can see, all of the text except the text in the CMD has been changed to this very weird ass gibberish one. And yeah, the Windows cannot handle it. Clearly it cannot handle it. The Windows is just cooked at this point. So this will happen every time when you try to turn on your computer. It just doesn't understand the language, I guess. So 30th of March. Alright, so now all of the system files are gonna be deleted, and as you can see, it is happening. Like, what is this? Where are all my icons? My icons disappeared. This is very cursed. So let me execute some of these applications. And as you can see, even the icons cannot be loaded. That's because the DL files which contains these icons have been deleted. So this is also very interesting payload. Even a Ctrl-Alt-Delete doesn't work because the DL file is missing. Let me try to restart this machine again, and immediately it just crashed. And yes, at this point the computer is cooked, so that's what this payload does. So the next payload is called image file execution option, and we need to change the date time to 25th of December. And boom! Here we have the image file execution option corruption, and as you can see, this window or this part of the screen cannot be accessed. Yes, that's what this corruption does. But you can use your computer normally, but expect some sort of bugs. Every application can be run without any problems. But the problem with this is that it is very... Okay, as you can see, if I try to open this start menu, this is gonna happen. Like, there is no UI. You can kinda draw on your screen, as you can see these glitches. That'll be it for this payload. Let's move to another one, and the last one. File injection can happen on New Year's. Let's change the date time to New Year's. So far, so good. We are okay. Wow, and why am I getting this injected by Immortal window? Also epileptic, but it says something different. It says that it was injected by Immortal.bat, but I don't know what was actually injected by it. And there's another window which says the same thing. So what is actually happening here? Every application which I try to run, instead of the application itself, it will run this batch script. So if I try to open the Internet Explorer, it will not work. Instead of opening the Internet Explorer, it will open this injected window. And this applies to every applications. For example, the calculator displays the same. But as you can see here, there's an icon for a calculator, but it displays something else. Let me try to open, for example, a pane, and as well displays the same icon, but it just do something else. That's why this payload is called file injection. It doesn't directly inject the file, but the registry. Now we can finally move to the last level, which is called deadly. So let's enter the deadly level. The most insane level, it will erase all your personal and system files. Be very careful about this one. After execution, it is not possible to repair the system. So my share folder is disabled. That means that I'm safe, and this level doesn't have any data and payloads, by the way. It will just do straightforward things to my system. Nothing happened yet. Let's wait for a while. This payload can actually delete the recovery folder, which is a very bad idea to do that. If I try to display these... Oh, did you see that? How the Google Chrome disappeared? And here, there should be a folder called recovery, but for some reasons we cannot find it. That's because this script actually deletes this folder. Oh, and as you can see, we can draw on our desktop. So I was actually lying about the GDI, because this is sort of GDI. Okay? So everything is erased, oh my god. Can I open this item, oh my god. And not even the Internet Explorer is here. And this payload also deletes the entire registry, or at least it is trying to delete all registry. Of course, some files cannot be deleted because they are running, or either they are under different protection. If I try to like press F5, or if I click on the refresh button, or refresh option, I don't know. It's not working. So I cannot even refresh it. That's bad. Even these little applications cannot be launched because there's a problem, because registry has been cooked. That's why the registry is very important. So don't try to delete the registry, because this is what is gonna happen if you try to delete the registry and system files. There aren't any applications here. And I cannot even escape this menu. I'm just stuck here. I cannot click on anything. Wow. This is very bad. So let's restart it normally. And boom! Recovery. That's why recovery folder is very important, because if you delete the recovery folder, it will not launch the recovery environment. So if you delete it, then you're gonna see this screen only. And if I try to press enter to try again, you can see that all files are missing, and this is the only screen which we're gonna encounter with. Oh, I cannot even I cannot even access to the safe mode. So that will be it for this video. I think the result is amazing. It is crazy how many things you can do in batch script, like that's very amazing. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, like my video and write a comment. That's it for this video. Thank you and take care.